Guys, deluded Guna. Now, Barcelona have obviously in recent years, well, the last couple of years, have missed out on the Champions League, lost the league last year to Madrid. And on the players' front, you could argue at this moment in time, yeah, we'll look stupid if we look back at it. But at this moment in time, if you were to make a bet who's more likely out of the two to reign supreme for at least the next season, at least, you say Madrid convincingly. And if you look at the players' ages, you'd think them convincingly. I mean, you look at the recruitment, Madrid get a lot of stick by people like me included at times for previously. They haven't done it for a while, but the Galactico thing, signing the best players, getting rid of the best players. You look at the times, all Snyder, Robin, Van der Vaart, etc. all went there, and it was a revolving door. Huntelaar, several players. Now they're targeting a different sort of players that can last. Isco looked like he didn't have a career towards at one point at Madrid. He's now a main sort of player. Asensio's come out of the wilderness. They've got Dani Ceballos, who I rate highly. Several other players here and there that are young and got their peak ahead of them, like Marcelo in their peak, or players slightly younger. People like Varane as well that have got his best years in front of him. They've got, and they're after De Gea. I mean, every year they're after De Gea. If they eventually get him, which I think the final, for me personally, is the final piece of that puzzle, because Navas is okay. I don't really rate him that tough. He makes good reactions and saves, but he's not quite De Gea. They kind of need that, in my opinion. It looks silly because they've retained Champions League. I think that's the first side of recent years to do that. So yeah, that kind of looks silly. But if I was them, I would go and get that. So yeah, on that front, versus Barcelona, who, as much as I love Iniesta, and I believe if Ronaldo and Messi, I've said this before, didn't exist, he'd be the best player out here. Xavi comes as part of the package. But he's got on a bit. Busquets is getting on a bit to a degree. Even Messi's getting on a bit. Suarez is getting on a bit. Collectively, that squad is getting on a bit. And in comparison to Madrid, obviously it's not there. So that goes into recruitment. Now today, you've heard out they've signed Paulinho, so for 40 million from China. Credit to him. I mean, that's a long way from being a Spurs sort of reject or whatever. He's gone to China, got some money back in Europe, and he's playing for Barcelona, one of the biggest clubs in the world, and started to tell his grandkids and their kids to tell their grandkids and things like that. He looks a better player since his time at Spurs. Granted, I've seen him, and there's a bit of bias because he's obviously played for Brazil, but he's not quite there. I mean, he's not. I can see why they'd sign that sort of player. On paper, you'd think he'd win the ball back and he'd add some sort of engine into that, some sort of dynamic aspect and some engine into that side, and be like that. Possibly be a squad player at best. But it just, I mean, these are not the sort of players that are going to improve you. Like, you signed him, you signed Deulofeu, who I'd be amazed if he makes it in one of the front three options. I do like him as a footballer, but his end product's not there. Could see a case for making him into a fullback, to be honest with you. There's him. That's not really good enough recruitment to get you immediately back there. That's not people that are going to help supplement Messi. You're seeing the collectively throughout that squad as well. Arda Turan, who was a previously good player, is kind of fallen off. Alex Vidal, Denis Suarez, who I think's a decent player, but yeah, Andre Gomez the same. Collective Paco Alcantara, or whatever his name is, collectively not good enough. Like, the recruitment has not been good enough. How is Paulinho going to take you forward? I mean, yes, I've talked up his case and I've critiqued his case, but how's that going to take you forward? You could argue you need that, like I said, and Zonzi is not that sort of player who's going to win the ball back. He can win it back, but he's more a technical player. There was him. You know what happened the last time he tried to inquire for Verratti, so there's not there. Rabiot, you won't get him. But these are the sort of playmaking midfielders. You need someone that's going to add that, because your midfield options are not there at the moment. Rakitic is good, but he's getting on a bit. You need that sort of centre mid. You need that centre half. You need to pattern in maybe in fullback positions. Possibly another striker to complement Neymar. In fact, that's not to complement Neymar. What am I talking about? That guy's on tight. To replace Neymar, and he's not even there. So like I said, replace him. You're hearing them linked with anyone from Coutinho to Ousmane Dembele. So it remains to be seen what they do in that aspect. But based upon if the Premier League, I'm tired, guys. If the Spanish league was to start today, you'd think Madrid would walk with the league and massive convincingly, because yeah, I mean, Barcelona are very complacent, especially when you consider the season that they've had in comparison to Madrid. Like, it just looks like Madrid are gonna reign for a couple more seasons, or a season at least. We never know. I'm not an expert. Like I said, I can't predict the future. All we can do is react to it. So whatever happens, I'll be here giving you guys my opinions and welcoming you guys to comment. And on that note, guys, conclusion. See, I'm tired, man. That's why I'm concluding it, guys. Get in the comments, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Of course, I'm out.